Trigger warning: death of fictional children and war. The War Mother, Part 1. Ashes of the Old World. The sky split open at 2:04 p.m. and I did not run. Sirens had howled all morning. In Texas, we live with alarms. The way we live with heat annoyance, you learn to ignore. I'd worked nights at the clinic and was bone tired. I told myself it was another drill. Then the horizon turned white, the kind of white that erases edges. Sound took a breath and held it. When it exhaled, the earth coughed up buildings and roads like bad jokes. Metal curved, asphalt wrinkled, cows screamed, and I didn't know cows could scream. Shoes, I said. Calm, I didn't feel. On. Now. Jamie 6 already heavy with the stubbornness. That would have made him a good man. Squinted. Through the window. Is it a tornado or a bomb? Mom shoes, I repeated, because answering truth can wait and feet can't. Lily, where are your light-up sneakers? In the laundry basket, she said, eyes wide, hair everywhere, questions stacking behind her teeth. Is it fireworks? It's daytime. Not fireworks. We're playing armadillos, I said, grabbing the go bag that always felt silly until it didn't. Armadillos roll up and go to their burrow. We can beat the timer if we hustle. What's the timer? Jamie asked. Already? Tying his laces too tight. 3 minutes. I held up fingers that didn't shake because they were busy. Go. We ran, gravel bit ankles. The air tasted like penny dust. Behind us, the trailer made a sound I'd never heard it make. A groan like a throat that didn't want to sing anymore. Hold my shirt, I told Lily, and she did. Fisting the hem with a seriousness I recognized from every doctor's visit when the needle came out. The shelter door complained on its hinges. We clattered down the 5 concrete steps that always smelled like wet cardboard and old summers. I slammed the latch. The sirens dimmed to a tired moan. My breath was too loud. Jamie peered up at me. Do we call Grandma? Phones later. I clicked on the camping lantern. Flashlight rules. Don't shine it in eyes. We're conserving batteries. What does conserving mean? Lily asked, already breaking the rule and painting Jamie's face in a circle of hard light. It means sharing with tomorrow, I said, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. The lantern made her look like a picture one. Once took by candlelight, nostalgic and cruel at the same time. We sat on the cot that had never been meant for 3 above us. The world rearranged itself, loudly, then more quietly, like it was getting used to its new shape. Jamie traced the seam in the concrete with one finger. If it's a bomb, are we going to? You know, he didn't finish because 6 is old enough to do math but not old enough to want the answer. We're in the safest place, I said. We are. Literally underground armadillos. He frowned. Armadillos get hit by cars. All the time. Not today, I said. Today we're smart. Armadillos who wait and listen. Lily wrinkled her nose. It smells like the gym. That's the emergency rations, I said. Feet and beans, Mom. Jamie said. What if the white light gets in here? It won't, I said. Doors sealed. Vents are good. We have water. We have crackers. We have each other. I made the list sound normal, like we were just getting groceries. He nodded in the way of children accepting a story because the storyteller is their mother. The power flickered once, like it wanted to be brave, then died. The small fan stopped its off soft whir, and the shelter took back its stale breath. Sing, Lily asked, settling into my lap so her weight pressed my bones into the cot. The bumblebee one. I hummed the first bars, then found words. Not the old lullabies their melodies felt like lies right now, but a nonsense song I'd made up. Tiny bee, bouncing on a dandelion. My voice sounded like a split lip. They didn't mind, they never did. Time turned into water counting itself. Plink, plink, plink from the elbow of an old pipe. Hours collected like dryer lint. The world above remembered how to be quiet. When hunger arrived, it brought manners. We split crackers into stubborn thirds and took turns with the bottle, 2 sips each. Like sharing with tomorrow, Lily said, proud of herself. I kissed her hair and tasted dust. The first night, Lily's nose bled. She said, Mom, I taste pennies, and her eyes went wide with surprise, as if her body had betrayed her. I tipped her head forward, pinched, soft cartilage, counted to 500 in my head, because 5 minutes is 500 seconds, and sometimes math keeps panic from multiplying. Am I broken? She asked through her fingers. You're fine, I said. Capillaries are a little drama. Queens, what's a capillary? She tried to say the word around the tissue. Red blooming into red. Little blood tubes, Jamie said, eager to be helpful. Like tiny garden hoses. Exactly, I said. And they get offended easily, like you, Lily said, which made Jamie snort, hard enough to make himself cough. When the bleeding slowed, I pressed a cool rag to her neck. She leaned into me like a cat who forgives you for leaving. By the third day, Jamie was vomiting and shaking, eyes yellowing where the white used to be white. He tried to turn away from us to do it. Body learning privacy too soon. I'm fine, he lied between spasms. Don't look, Lil. I'm not, she said, and looked anyway, because Ver doesn't know how not to. I rubbed his back in circles. Small sips, I said. Just enough to wet your mouth. Is this the white light? He asked, teeth knocking like a drawer you can't close right. It's the after, I said. There are truths you can wrap and truths that only fit you if they're cold. It's a kind of burn you can't see. Radiation, he said carefully, the way he said triceratops when he wanted to impress me. Yes, I said, but we're here together. We waited out. How long? His hand found mine and squeezed like a code. Until it's better, I said, hating the softness in my voice. Lily crawled into the lane between us. A small peace offering, I can share my blanket. Jamie's mouth twitched. It's got unicorns. Unicorns are brave, she said, already, tucking it around his knees. Okay, he whispered, but only because they're brave. The shelter grew tighter, the air thicker. I measured water in grudging sips and sang when their eyes went shiny. Not hymns old. Ones got caught in my throat. I sang the alphabet like a river and counted out syllables. Like beads. I told the story of the safari animals. Jamie lined up by size on the trailer floor. Only this time the zebra got to be in front, because he was tired of being prey. That made them laugh. Small weak bubbles that still sounded like victory. Tell the zebra he can borrow my unicorn horn, Lily said, fading into half sleep. Deal, I said, and I meant it like a contract. Silence woke me. Jamie had gone cold in the night, curled like a child asleep at his desk. I knew before I touched him. Bodies announced their departures. If you've worked enough nights at a hospital, you learn their grammar. I put my palm to his forehead anyway. Hey buddy, I said softly, because goodbyes deserve a moment, even if they arrive late. You can rest. Is he sleeping? Lily asked, voice small, sleep blurred. Yes, I said, and it was not a lie in any way that mattered now. She rolled toward me, her hand finding my shirt and knotting it the way she had the day she learned to climb stairs. Do the tiny bee again, she whispered. Just the little part. I sang the little part, tiny bee, bouncing on a dandelion. The words were, a rope I threw at the dark, and held onto with my teeth. Her nose bled again, a thin red line down too. Her lip pennies, she murmured, trying to smile. Pennies, I agreed, wiping it away with the corner of the unicorn blanket. You're okay. Are we going to school tomorrow? She asked, because tomorrow was a familiar habit her mind latched onto. Yes, I said, because school is a place, and so is peace, and both are truth. She needed to hear. She blinked, slow. Can we make pancakes? Her fingers tightened in my shirt, all the strength of 4 years concentrating in her hand. Extra syrup, I said, the good kind. I love you, she said, a quiet calm in her expression. I love you more, I said, because that was the game. We always played, and she needed to win. Her grip loosened, her hand stayed. Her mind and body relaxed into an oblivion. I never wanted her to know. I made no sound. Grief was not a storm. It was a shutting door. At dawn the shelter latch fought me like everything else that morning. The sky outside was the color of a bruise deciding what it wants to be. Ash fell soft as moths. The trailer wore a new angle, one the insurance company would have called total loss if there were still insurance companies. I dug with my hands in the scorched backyard. Nails broke, blood mixed with ash. I talked to them while I worked because silence felt like disrespect. I've got you, I said. I've got you. I've got you. The words kept time better than the pipe's plink ever could. I wrapped them both in the blue paint tarp we'd used on the kitchen, and I laid them together in the shallow earth because I could. Not bear for them to be apart, not even now. I should have made pancakes, I whispered, stupid as a prayer and just as honest. I crawled into the grave beside them. No prayers. I pressed my head to Jamie's chest, the way I had the second he was born, waiting for the kick of a heartbeat that wasn't there. Took Lily's hand in mine, and let my own body dim like a room with a failing bulb. Darkness arrived like mercy.